everyone. So today I'm going to review one of the arcs that I just read, which the book is actually out now. So if you are interested in reading it, you can. But I did get an arc of it, so thank you, Night Gallery. But Demon of Unrest by Erik Larson. This is a history book, and I love Erik Larson's writing. And of course, in this book, he does it again. I just absolutely love his history books. But I've read a lot of history books just because I was a history major in college, and there can be some really, really bad history books that are really boring, dry, just spitting out facts everywhere. Larson doesn't do that. He instead makes it into a story. It's something that you can remember. It'll have like tiny little like interesting facts in there that'll just help you remember someone, or he just makes it flow so well. It is just it's actually a story, which history should be. So I love his writing. And if you haven't dived into any of his other books, I definitely recommend you do, and especially this new one. But even if you're not much of a history reader, I think you could still enjoy Larson's books. I do have his other ones here. This one, Dead Wake, this was a great book. This one is on, it's the beginning of World War I, and it's following the Lusitania, and it's sinking. And so you're getting a lot of firsthand views of that, and there's some crazy stories in there. There's one where one woman, when it was sinking, she got sucked in to the smokestack, and then she popped back out, and she survived. So you remember those things because he has that in there, and it's so memorable, and I loved it. This one was a great one. Same with Devil in the Right City, another great book. This one, it's following the World's Fair, but it's also following a serial killer at the same time. So if you don't like just maybe a lot of typical history books, pick up this one, because this one you got a little bit of a mystery on the side too. So you might find that one more interesting. I actually gift this one a lot to people just because it is a great, enjoyable read and a great start to Larson. So usually it makes some fans of him. This one, Garden of the Beasts. This one is mainly following World War II, and it's in Berlin, and there's an ambassador from the U.S. that's over there. I don't actually remember as much about this book as I do the other ones. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it quite as much as the other ones. It's still really good. Like his history books are up here, your average history book might be down here. This one's probably still like right on the edge, so it's still really good, but I didn't enjoy it as much as his other ones. But I still recommend it. This one, Splendid in the Vile. This is another World War II book, but it's about the bombing of Britain. So you get a lot of good Churchill moments and everything like that. I enjoyed this one too. This one was really good. But my favorites are probably going to be Devil in the White City and Dead Wake. But now I'd probably add that for the Demon of Unrest onto that as well. And going into that, Demon of Unrest is about Fort Sumter in the Civil War. So it's not following World War I, World War II, like some of his other ones, but that's the other great part about Larson is he picks all these different areas of history. He doesn't just have one category that he focuses on. He focuses on a lot of events, but he also focuses on events that typically aren't written about. And with the Civil War, you get a lot of stories about Gettysburg and Antietam, all the big battles. But you don't really hear much about Fort Sumter. There's really not a lot surrounding that. And Larson focuses on the importance of Fort Sumter and its start and spiral into the Civil War. So he starts the book mainly following how the buildup occurred. And with the state seceding, the election of Lincoln, it's following that beginning, and it's explaining a little bit why it got to how far it got. And it's ending with Fort Sumter and the siege and occurrence of that event. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but I guess you can look at history and it's not a spoiler. But, I want to try to convince you to give it a try. So I guess if you don't know anything about it, then, it'll be a fresh start. Which, honestly, I do remember a lot about the Civil War from my classes, but I don't remember much about Fort Sumter. So, and there's a couple facts and everything in there that I do remember. But for the most part, Larson covers a whole new area that I really didn't know much about. And everything in his book, there's so many quotations, and they're all direct quotes from correspondence, letters, diaries, everything like that. And it's great because it adds so much to the story of the characters that he follows. Because he follows mainly... some of the key people is he has Mary Chestnut, which she's very famous for her diary. You also have Colonel Anderson, who was actually in Fort Sumter and trying to hold down the fort, quite literally. And he does have some with Lincoln, but there's really not a whole lot of Lincoln interaction going on, but you have mainly more with his Secretary of War, which would be William Seward. Seward, I think? Yeah. We'll go with that. And then there's another huge character who plays a big part, which is Edmund Ruffin, who's a huge secessionist. I'm good there. But he's really advocating for the states to secede. There we go. Secessionist. Got there. So he's really... he's really advocating for that, and he gets frustrated that his home state of Virginia takes so long to secede, and so he's just kind of floating around all the different states, and he's trying to get them all to secede because he's so gung-ho about it. But he's an interesting character too. He has a pretty messed up ending though. That's the other part with this book. There's an epilogue. And Larson does a great job of wrapping up what happens to a lot of these people that he follows, which I think was a really good addition. I'm glad he did that. It's really well done. Ruffin's was rough. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend giving it a try, especially if you like history books and you haven't tried a Larson book. Definitely try one. If you don't like history books, maybe give it a try. You might end up being a fan. I really do enjoy it, and it's brought back my love of history because it's been a while since I've read some history books. And so now I'm reading some other ones too, and I'm just enjoying it. But Larson does such a great job. He's just such a storyteller. And I will be anxiously awaiting for his next book again, because I'm always looking, like, does he have another one coming out? It takes a few years because he just does so much research, but I'm always looking to see if there's another one, and I'm always curious to see what category or subject he's going to cover, because it's usually not something you expect. So I definitely recommend giving it a try. Again, thank you to NetGalley for giving me the arc of this book, and I'm definitely going to be buying the physical copy of this for my Larson collection that I have going on here. But otherwise, thanks for watching.